in your community to kind of help during this time. Then we have some updates that I think Yakub is going to go through. And then after that, we have an awesome social activity planned. Sound like, am I missing anything else from the staff? That's the agenda for today. Good. All right. Okie dokie. Well, we're going to get started. So this is the presentation on things that you can do to help give back basically right now. What is the universe needing? What can we do in our community? And we broke it up with different kind of levels, things you can do from your home, things that you would go out and volunteer in the community for. And then also, then the last section is like some of the stuff that warriors are already doing that are pretty cool on campus. So I'm gonna lead off and start talking about all the things that we can do to help from the comfort of our own home. So obviously we all know this, right? The best thing you can do is stay home and only go out for essential things. So staying home and staying safe is the best way that we can help our community right now. Also, I think it's really important that we're connecting virtually with people, checking in on your friends and family members to make sure they're okay, thinking about the people who may not have a lot of contact with others, who aren't working or aren't engaged. They really do need a reach out. It's super isolating in these times. There's people who don't even have a once a week staff meeting that we have. So making sure that you are connecting and reaching out to people. You can volunteer to host game nights or coffee chats. So we've had some of those already for our staff. Some of the really great games that we've already started to use, but like Kahoots or Jeopardy or Pictionary. We have lots of trivia. There's stuff that we've already been doing with our full-time staff and with our student staff. So if you want any of those trivia questions, if you want to host these for your family or friends, please just let us know or comment in the section, and we can email you out some of the stuff that we've already been doing with full-time staff that you guys can go ahead out and do with your friends and family as well. They're already put together. Some of them are fun, I think, at least. Then there's some other virtual activities that Megan has found. I actually I was going through the links today, just going over each of these just so I knew more about them. And there was actually a ton more activities once you went on this Live United, the United Way stream. So they're really neat, unique opportunities. I know Megan will talk more about some of them as well, but I know the United Way of Southeastern Michigan is looking for virtual tutors. So if you're looking to give back in a way, you can do that virtually and help some of the youth with what they need right now. Some of them don't have parents at home that can be helping with some of this, and it's really important. And you guys have a lot of those skills that you can help teach to some of our younger youth. They're also looking for mentors. So Streetwise Partners is looking for mentors that you can connect with and be a mentor for a youth in our community, and you could do that all virtually. So they have other things on that website too, if you look, like different ways to volunteer, but I thought that one was probably one of the most related to what you guys would do. Also supporting local. So if you can, if you're gonna eat out anyway, or if you feel safe eating out, buying carry out from local restaurants, not always just giant chains, getting your stuff from local grocery stores or some of the markets can be helpful, buying your clothes from local boutiques, trying to keep people employed who are small business owners. You can even buy gift cards for when things do open. That is helping them keep cash in hand to keep running. I've heard that has been very helpful as well. And then making sure you're tipping your delivery driver or at the local restaurant to make sure that they're getting paid as well. Obviously, that's if you have funding to do these things, but these are some of the ways that you can help from being at home.
Okay, so now we're going to transition to things you can do in your community. So I know for myself, a lot of times I have some extra time at home, and I'm really trying to find ways to give back since I can't be at work like normal. So one of the first things you can do is help a vulnerable population. so helping the elderly. So Wayne County Senior Services is looking for individuals who feel comfortable to make house calls to the elderly. So this includes bringing them food, checking in on their medication. So a lot of them need prescriptions refilled at their local pharmacy, but don't feel comfortable going to pick that up. So that could be something you do, or even just lending a listening ear. A lot of elderly individuals live on their own and are just missing a lot of social interaction. So especially if that is something of interest to you, I really encourage you to check out the link that is provided on the slide.
I just want to add to that too. So, and the United Way one that I was looking at earlier, they have a virtual, you can call elderly people, like there's a list that they're keeping of people who just want to chat. So you can do that virtually even from your own home. Some of them you don't have to be in person. It's just something I saw this morning as well.
Okay, and you can reallocate your budget to local charities. So again, this is if you have the means to do so. If obviously you have your own bills to pay and don't have extra funds, this does not apply. But if you do, we encourage you to find a charity that speaks to you personally. So going out and really researching something that speaks to your heart. Also be on the lookout on social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you use for crowdsourced websites like GoFundMe, where people create their own websites so that they can receive the funds for something such as hospital bills, meals again for people that need extra assistance during this time. And charities are actively pretty creative right now with their donating options and programs during this time. So a lot of them are doing some cool games and different scenarios where you can donate, so it doesn't just look like you writing a check, it's actually you getting a little bit more involved. So that's something I would really encourage you to look at as well. This one is giving blood. So that's something that many of you might already do in a normal setting. So one donation equals 3 lives. So schools, companies, and other facilities, as we all know, are shut down right now. And so that's been making blood drives scarce because a lot of high schools usually do it for like National Honor Society events where people come and donate blood. But since that is not an option right now, blood banks are actually at critical low levels right now. So they're actively seeking people who feel comfortable to do so, to give blood. The Red Cross has come out with a lot of material of how they are practicing safe social distancing between the different donors and just extra safety precautions between the people donating and the people who are retrieving the blood. So one of the ways they're doing this is advanced appointments. So you can just make an appointment online instead of waiting in line and potentially exposing yourself to more people. So if that is of interest to you, you can just go to the Red Cross website, type in your zip code at the top right corner, and it'll give you a list of places you can go to donate. So you can also volunteer at your local pantry. The City of Detroit and Wayne County Senior Services are looking for drivers to take food to the elderly, as we already mentioned, and this is across Metro Detroit. So if you live in the city, there's obviously help that's needed there, but if you live in one of the suburbs, there are a lot of suburbs that need support as well. So there's probably a donation area or center that is near your home if you do want to assist in that way. You can also donate food to a local pantry. So maybe you don't have a lot of time on your hands right now, but you do want to give back. You can donate to any of these food pantries listed here. All of them are in critical need of canned goods and fresh produce. So each of them kind of has their own wheelhouse, an area in which they donate. So if this is something of interest to you, I encourage you to look at Gleaners, Forgotten Harvest, J&E Community Relief, the Soup Kitchen, and Access. And so Neighborhood Service Organization is an organization here locally in Detroit that works with vulnerable populations, so at-risk youth, senior citizens, adults with disabilities, on anything from health to education. So they are actually looking for specific items for people to donate. So this includes men and women's sweatpants, breakfast cereal, paper plates, forks and knives, ramen noodles. I know you can get those for like 17 cents at like the grocery store, so that's something very easy to donate. Snack packs, so they like those pudding cups, word find and coloring books, and antibacterial liquid hand soap, and then any medical supplies that you may have at your house. And then what I thought was really cool is they have an Amazon wish list. If you would like to buy supplies just from your house, is you can just visit the link here, go on to their Amazon wish list and just make a few purchases. So you don't even have to do the searching. It's already taken care of for you. And then if there's a ton of volunteer opportunities in person and then virtually as well on their website. So if you're interested in participating in Meals on Wheels or donate or volunteering in some other capacity, they have a lot of other options as well. Donations are accepted through their website. But they have been updating information pretty much daily, because even when I looked this morning, they had more opportunities than when I looked earlier in the week. So they're constantly coming up with new ideas and ways for you to give back. So Andrea and I just went through like a large list of ways you can be involved. But as we said, each time we go on these websites, there's more and more ways you can volunteer. So these lists are constantly changing. So maybe something hasn't been mentioned yet that you want to get involved in. And that's just not something that's been on our radar. So we encourage you to go to these websites and just check in every once in a while to see if there's something you can do, because a lot of times it's something that doesn't take a lot of time. It could be something as easy as 2 or 3 hours a week, but it would make a really large impact on those who need it. So we just encourage you to check these websites frequently for the shifts and assignments because they're constantly being added as this situation continues. So one of the coolest ones, in my opinion, that we found out actually through the School of Social Work is you can help the state of Michigan in contacting individuals who may have been exposed to COVID-19. So that means contacting just by cell phone individuals who may have contacted at work, the grocery store, picking up their carryout, just touching base with them. And it's actually a very simple application. You pretty much fill out your name, your location. You also fill out that you have a cell phone and a laptop. And then if you have all those things, you are pretty much approved to be a contact tracer. And it's a really easy way to kind of help the situation in Michigan and for all Michigan residents to really understand how COVID is affecting our state. And it's just a really nice way to kind of alleviate some people's feelings on the situation and give them the most up-to-date information. So now we're going to segue into ways Wayne State Warriors have given back. So our community has been absolutely amazing at giving back to Detroit and the surrounding area and helping out healthcare workers, individuals who have suffered from COVID-19. It's just been absolutely amazing seeing how these different individuals and schools have been working to make sure that this situation, no one is harmed and has access to all the resources they need. So first,